Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude, and I know no capture board. I'm going to explain that in a minute, but hold on. We have a battle against NumbNexus for my March Magnus series, where I just battle YouTubers and I get names and stuff. But the reason why this battle is not on a capture board is because I battled him on my non-capture board DS, and he brought a Mega LATIOS, and because of that, I was unable to save the replay to record it with my capture board. So every battle from here on out will have the capture board. This one is not, but I still think that the quality is solid. It is. It's for a camera. It's very solid. But he actually said yesterday, if he asked if he could bring, or 2 days ago when we battled, if he could bring an unreleased Pokemon, and I told him to bring. Doesn't matter what it's going to be. I'm just going to fuck it up anyway, because I have that kind of confidence, I guess. But check out our channel. He's got great stuff. If you enjoy the video, leave a like. That'd be cool too. True for 400 likes on my Wi-Fi videos, but we almost have the same team. I have Mega Charizard X and Mandibuzz over, and he has Tyranitar and Mega LATIOS. Other than that, though, our teams are pretty much the same, but it was a solid battle, so let's go ahead and we'll get into this right now. We actually lead with the same exact Landorus-T because the name is exactly the same in Korean. I don't know, actually that might just be the Korean Landorus-T name, but I'm pretty sure it's the same exact one. I win the speed tie because I assume we're both scarfed anyway, so I go ahead and I hit him with a U-turn. And I'm going to Rotom Wash, and he's actually going to go ahead and do the same thing to me with that U-turn. So we're at square zero. We're back. We just have some damage on our. He has damage on his. I have damage on my Rotom. He has damage on his Landorus. He goes in a Conkeldurr. No way I'm going to burn that right now. I always have this like propensity to want to burn a Conkeldurr. I go, I know it's a Conkeldurr with guts, but I know you can go for a knockoff, and he can't knock off, obviously, my Mega Stone. So I always just want to burn the Conkeldurr when I have Aegislash, because I know that he can't touch Aegislash. Of course, he can knock off, but he can't Drain Punch. So I'm always like, I really want to burn it for that damage, because he can't get Drain Punch back on Aegislash, but whatever. He goes into his Landorus-T to get that Intimidate. Now, I just didn't want to dance up early. I hate setting up too early. So I just decided, you know, we're going to do this Dragon Claw. If he goes in whatever, that's fine. I go into Rotom as he goes for the Stone Edge. I thought for a long time, like, he might U-turn. I kind of wanted to stay in, but it's too early to go for a move like that, like a risky move like that. So he goes back into Conkeldurr. I go for the Hydro Pump, but I miss, which sucks because this one, it would have been a 2-hit KO. Clean. He gets Drain Punch. He's not going to get a lot of HP back. It's going to be a KO range for a lot of stuff. He gets the crit. I don't think that mattered. I mean, I was special defensive anyway, so it doesn't make a difference, so I go into Mega Charizard X now. Gonna fire off that Dragon Claw. Gonna take him out. I wasn't worried. I almost used Flare Blitz thinking he was gonna go into Aegislash, but I decided, nah, like I said, it's too early to go for risk. And now here, he is in fact not a timid Mega LATIOS. I am in fact max speed because he is modest. I do outspeed him and I do kill his Mega LATIOS. So my prophecy does come true. Him bringing this unreleased guy. It was around for one turn. It was actually more. It was actually like a half a turn. It didn't really. He transformed into anything else. I don't want to take a Stone Edge again, even if he says a U-turn. I just don't want to take that right now. So I go into my Aegislash, and he just does again go for the Stone Edge, but he misses. It doesn't make much of a difference. I'm gonna risk that anyway. He was gonna have to switch, so I just gonna go for a Shadow Ball. I know he doesn't have anything to resist. I thought he might go into his own Aegislash on my Shadow Ball thing. I was gonna Sacred Sword. But because obviously he had to switch, but I just go for Shadow Ball. I get the a crit special defense drop, which that might have mattered. I don't know if a Sacred Sword would have taken him out without the special defense drop. I didn't do the calcs, but I take him out regardless. Or I'm sorry, I go for a King Shield to lower his attack on Crunch first. Hold the phone. We're getting way out of ourselves. Now we're actually gonna end up going for the Sacred Sword and taking out the Tyranitar with the. And as I've alluded to plenty of time, there goes the T-Tar. Finally, getting a little ahead of myself. But he's going to go into his Rotom. Now, this was an interesting spot for me because I just didn't, like, I just kind of needed him to die because I didn't want to, I didn't want him to burn. But I found out that here that he's Life Orb, so I decided to go into Conkeldurr and I make a pretty bad play here. I kind of thought he was going to switch and knock over Thunderbolt if I just go for a knockoff. But instead, instead of a Drain Punch here, I go for a knockoff. And I wasn't too sure that a Mach Punch would take him out, but I enjoy, I guess, I don't know, having my Conkeldurr alive, but I really thought that I could, after the Life Orb was knocked off, I could live a Thunderbolt. That was a horrible, just disgustingly horrible move on my part, but I do go into Mega Charizard X, and I just go for a Dragon Claw, and he goes in Aegislash predicting that, so that was, you know, a solid play on his part. So I figured maybe he'll King Shield, and if he does, Earthquake won't do anything, or won't lower my attack because I'm not actually hitting him. But I don't want to risk him not King Shielding, so I wanted to get maybe some damage off anyway. So he goes for a Secret Sword, and I live that because I'm a interesting EV spread at Mega Shredder X. I don't want to say what it is, but it's not conventional. I live at 16. I don't want to take a Shadow Sneak because I really need Charizard X alive for his Rotom, and but mostly to kill his Rotom. And so I go into Mana Buzz, and alright, so he goes, I said, okay, I'm going to probably knock off. He might King Shield. If he does, that's fine. I want to get rid of his item anyway, so I don't really care if I get the minus attack, because I'm not meant to be offensive. So I do go for knockoff. He does King Shield. And now here, I just decide, you know what, he's going to hit me with something. I'm going to go and just knock off his leftovers, so he has absolutely no recovery in the slightest, and eventually he'll just die to something. He'll die eventually, but knockoff is a solid on, even in defensive form. He decides to become offensive form, hit me with that big sacred, I might have been calling it Secret Sword. It's Sacred Sword for sure. Doesn't do that much, and after leftovers, that's solid. I really thought he was going to King Shield again. I don't know why he didn't, but he doesn't, and he gets a crit, and I just got a Whirlwind. I'm thinking, oh crap, don't go into Rotom, and it gets rolled into Rotom. I was like, oh my god, I might have just blown this game right here. That's awful, 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 awful. So I switch, and I decide we're just going to hopefully use his Thunderbolt, go into Landorus, and he actually does use a Thunderbolt, so lucky on that play, but I'm not entirely lucky. I was kind of hoping he would use Thunderbolt, but he goes now into Aegislash. I just U-turn out. I don't want to risk him, deciding to get cheeky with like a Hydro Pump or whatever, so I just U-turn out. He goes into Aegislash, and I go back into Mana Buzz, and here I honestly thought once again that he was going to King Shield, someone's going to Roost, but instead he just keeps up the offensive on Aegislash for whatever reason. So my Mana Buzz becomes fully dark because I lose a flying type because of Roost. This is going to do a shitload of damage. I did almost half. That's ridiculous. So I can't afford to make that mistake again. I'm just going to say, okay, you're not going to use King Shield. I'm just going to knock off, I guess. Whatever. Knocked off, Aegislash dead, and there's one less thing to worry about. So that was an interesting sequence, but I kept thinking he was going to use King Shield. He goes in the Rotom, and I decide I need Mana Buzz to die, and he takes me out with a Thunderbolt. I kind of wish he had the Life Orb right there. But I go into Charizard, and I know I can outspeed him, so he's definitely got a switch, and he goes into his Landorus, get the Intimidate off on me, but that's fine, because I'm just going to go ahead and hit him with the Dragon Claw, do some damage. I need, if I can Intimidate this Landorus, that'll be fantastic, because that means he can't kill my Landorus, barring a crit. So I Intimidate off, and he goes Stone Edge, and he misses, so it's kind of payback for the Hydro Pump. Here he goes for a Stone Edge, and he gets a crit anyway, so that's whatever. I go for a Stone Edge myself, take up his Landorus, and all he has left is a Rotowash. So I am going to go ahead, go for a Stone Edge. A miss wouldn't matter if I can kill him with Dragon Claw anyway, but I hit him with a Stone Edge. Crit probably didn't matter because he was offensive. He goes down. That's that. So rate, comment, sub, and I'll see all you guys